Can you imagine if you're a chicken that is spending the winter in New Brunswick, Canada? This is like gold for them. So this is actually oat grass because at the farm store, that's all what they had when I went the last time. So it's grains like this, oat. And what I do is I take two small glasses full out of my oat. I put that in a container like this, which is just a yogurt container with the cover. See, this one has been soaking now for 24 hours. And what I do, there's all kinds of little holes under, as you can see. And I've put a rock there to make sure that there's a space for the water to, quite a thick rock. That way, there's that much space here for the water to evacuate. I will rinse this 2 to 3 times a day. It's just like when you're sprouting for yourself, folks. You don't want some bacteria and botulism possibilities and stuff like that. So you want to make sure there's no mold or anything. So you got to keep this clean through the whole process. The 6-7 days it's going to take to get to that, it needs to be constantly clean. And if you forget to rinse them, you'll smell it. And if it smells, of course, at that point, you don't want to feed that to your chickens. My mother always said, trust your nose. So anyways, here I put water. I slosh it around. Very often I flip it upside down and I turn the water vigorously in it. And I actually let it drain in the sink for a while. And once it's pretty much all drained, but there was still some drainage to be done, and that's why you want to leave a space. Okay, so after about 2 days, what I do is when they start having all these little rootlets coming out, I put them in one of those trays. This is a lasagna tray that I recuperated from Costco. I use these trays. I was thinking at one point to make holes in the bottom of this so I could sit it on another one, so when you rinse, it would be easier, because you don't want this to move too much. If you want to have a nice, as you can see, this is like all stuck together there. And if you want that to happen, you have to stop at one point moving it around. So you try to be as gentle as possible when you evacuate the water out. And one of the ways would be to pierce holes in your tray under and have it sit on another tray. But I only had 2 trays. I didn't want to pierce my tray. And I realized that actually the little gap here was, enough to be able to sieve, I think you say in English. Anyways, to remove the water out of there every time. So when I rinse this, same thing. I rinse this 2-3 times a day. I put water until, it's totally submerged in fresh water. I use cold water all the time. And then I pour it out gently. I just tilt it over the sink gently and it's okay to leave a bit of water, but really you don't want to see, if I go like this, there's going to be a bit of water. You want to have you'll hit the sweet spot after a while. You want to have just a bit of water so that the roots are directed towards the water source at the bottom in order to be able to have it grown like this. And at this point, it's still sprout, but I mean, it's almost fodder. What they call fodder or fodder, F-O-D-D-E-R. I leave it only about, this is about 2 inches. And this is going to be fed today. I'm bringing this to the chickens now. They're going to be trilled because it's the first batch I'm giving them this winter. But as you can see, if I pick it up again, all this is roots and grains. And again, there's no smell. I rinsed it really well. You don't want to feed something like this that has mold to your chickens. You're going to make them sick. So it's a balancing act to be able to give them the nutrients that they need. Even for me, it's a good feeling. It's like putting my hand in the grass. Yet it's all snowy outside. So I'm going to go feed that to the chickens. And that's how I supplement their feeding during the winter. Of course, there's my fermented grains that I give them. My birds should have a very good gut flora because they eat fermented food every day. That's it. Thanks for watching.